If you guys don't know, I have beef with Kohler and the F store, supply store, if you know what I'm talking, the F. And when you put the two and two together, I get fucking PTSD because all I think about is the contractor and the homeowner and me having a three-way text going back and forth of why this is not working and broken tiles. So we were called to do a rough-in. And when I saw the Kohler, and I saw the finish and I was like, all right, simple rough and finish, right? So I tried to make it work and I was like, what the hell? It's not going in. And I'm like, whatever. So chat GPT it. This is the finish it had, and I chat GPT it and I asked it, what's the rough in valve? And as you can see right here, it says all the rough in valves and this and that. And this is why I have problem with Kohler and I have beef with them. As you can clearly see, we have a K301 valve, rough in valve. I know it's sideways, but as you can clearly says, it's a K301 valve. So, and if you read what it says on ChatGPT, it says Kohler mentions a K301 valve, but if you really look into the details, it says not applicable. At that point, I was like, why the fuck even mention this valve? Like, why? And like I said, you can read it where it says Kohler also mentioned a K301 high flow valve as an alternative, though in the spec sheet it's marked as not applicable for this trim. So that's what I have beef with Kohler, because like at this point, why don't you mention mowing valves? You know, let's start naming all these other fucking valves that are not gonna fucking work, and then the customer always gets mad because they're like, oh well, on the website it mentioned this valve, so we got this valve. But if you fucking read the fine print, it says it doesn't fucking work. Unless I can't read English. So I was right to trust my PTSD of this not working and me breaking tile. So I informed the customer. I'm like, hey, this is not going to work, you know, because as you can clearly see, it says it doesn't work, and I tried it and it doesn't screw in. And they go back to like, well, that's what Kohler said. And I can't even argue with the customer's logic, because it literally does say, as you can see, I asked ChatGPT, just give me the rough-in valve. And it clearly says Kohler does mention this valve. And we're like, but if you read the fine print, it says it's not going to work. So I get when the customers are like, well, I saw it mentioned this valve, so that's why we got this valve. And I'm like, I can't even argue with the customer because they're correct. And like I said, like I said, me trusting my PTSD of Kohler products never working, like, trust me. And when you buy this, trust me, then you're not gonna get the finish they like, and it becomes such a headache. So that's why I didn't even install this. Because I'll tell you what happened. I would have installed this rough-in valve, and guess what? The customer's like, oh, we'll just order a different trim, right? Guess what? They discontinue that color, and you can't get that color no more. And now the customer is mad because we installed the rough-in that can't match their finish. So like I said, now the customer has to wait for a new rough-in valve or try to find the finish. And then, like I said, I didn't order this material, and like I said, Kohler is just weird, because why even mention this valve if it's not gonna work? It just confuses everyone, and it just delays the product. I swear to God, Kohler, I just can't with Kohler. Like it just doesn't make sense, or I'm just dumb.